2, 3. Well, hello, and welcome to my latest video. We need to talk shit. They switch off in droves. You're saying to yourself, Julian, is there a video that you have made, that you have pasted on your channel, which raises money for charity, incidentally, in which you do not talk shit? Well, actually, there are a few, but no, this is shit as in feces, as in the stuff that comes out of your bottom. Yes, we need to talk shit. Actually, we don't just need to talk about shit. We need to talk about defecation, or as my wife chooses to say, defecation. And why are we talking about this? Well, as you may know, I have a camper van. And although I haven't been out in my campervan very much, I've had it for about a year, there is one item that has been missing from my campervan all this time because I could not decide how to address this particular fecal matter, and that is a toilet. Now, why do you need a toilet in a campervan? Well, apart from the obvious. Well, you need a toilet in a campervan because of emergencies. You're not generally going to use it if you don't have to. You're going to maybe go to a cafe, have a cup of tea, you're going to find a public toilet, you're going to go to McDonald's if necessary, you're going to go in the bushes. So you're not generally going to want to go in the toilet, especially to do number ones, as we in Britain call them. I don't know what you call them in other countries of the United States or the world. You might call them, I don't know, you might call them number threes. I suppose you might even call them number fours. And if you count in a backwards manner, there are countries. I know there are some languages that are written right to left, but I don't know if there are some languages where the numbers are written kind of from infinity down to naught, as opposed to what we do in the United States of Great Britain, which is go from naught up to infinity. There's an interesting thought. Perhaps I should Google it and find the answer. Anyway, if you go to the toilet in your van, you need to have a receptacle, and therefore I had to decide what sort of receptacle to use, and I could not decide. Now, a few people, my friend Kirsten amongst them, my friend Mark amongst them, my friend Martha amongst them, were saying, oh, for God's sake, Julian, why are you going on about this? Why are you banging on about a bloody toilet? You know, everybody has to do it. You know, it's not the end of the world, you know, get a shovel, go in the bushes, dig a hole, leave no trace. Well, except obviously what you've left in the hole. But, you know, but I was thinking, oh, it's a problem. I'm at a certain age, I have to get up in the middle of the night, you know, how do I address it? So, you want to know, get to the point, Judy, you want to know how I have addressed it. And this particular video is sort of an unboxing. I didn't have the hat to start off with. I didn't start off doing an unboxing because I have purchased something that is going to solve my shit problem. Bear with. Now, the first thing I bought, actually, before I get on to this particular unboxing, I actually bought pretty soon after I bought the van because I thought I'd need it. And I didn't do an unboxing of this particular item because I thought, well, you probably know what it is. Anyway, here it is. You know what that is? You're thinking, oh, Julian, you haven't. This is what is known in the trade as a pee bottle, or a wee bottle, or a piss bottle, or whichever word you use for number ones. And if you're in a different country and you would use the number 3 for what we call the number ones, well, then here is what you use. Now, this is a pee bottle that you might have in a hospital or somewhere like that, or you might have in your camper van, as I do. Now, I've noticed, actually, I don't know if you've noticed, that sort of runners, people practicing for that endlessly dreary London marathon that they all seem to do, is they run along carrying a sort of bottle like this, and you think, is it a pee bottle or is it a drink bottle? Or do they have like a drinks bottle in the left hand and a pee bottle in the right hand? I'm not sure. If you're a London Marathon runner and you know the answer to that, let me know. Anyway, so here is a pee bottle. Now, you're thinking, well, you're being very free with this pee bottle, Julian. And the reason for that is I haven't actually used it. I haven't used it because I haven't needed to. If I have been needing to do a number one, then I've gone to the toilet, or I've gone to the bushes, or whatever it is. So I haven't actually used this. You can just check. Oh, yes, I did. I forgot that time I woke up in the middle of the night and I needed a wee and I had to use my pee bottle. And oh God, not only forgot that I used it, I forgot that. Oh, I forgot to empty it. Oh, Julian, what have you done? Anyway, so this, incidentally, is a unisex pee bottle because there is a, what would you call it? An implement, a device, and an addition. There is a like a funnel, ladies. Ladies. Why is it? Why is it that I'm even capable of saying ladies without saying ladies? Stop laughing at your own jokes, Julie. So anyway, there is a device which allows ladies to use this bottle as well. But in fact, neither me or a lady has actually used it. So anyway, that deals with that aspect of it over there. And now let's quickly get on, before I run out of time on this video, on to the unboxing. So bear with. All right, so here's the box. So let's get the old knife. And, do you remember the last video I did? I had something thrown at me by a FedEx person, which I was going to do again, but actually the FedEx person didn't come. And as it happens, as you can probably guess, this is from Amazon. So I'm opening the box. Now you're thinking, well, what are the choices? First of all, what are the choices if you need a toilet in your campervan or whatever it is? The choices are what's called a Bivvy Loo, and a Bivvy Loo is, not to put too fine a point on it, a bucket with a bag in it, a bucket with a carrier bag. You do your stuff in the carrier bag, you tie it up, you put it in the bin and weigh it up, and that's a Bivvy Loo. The advantage is that it kind of folds up flat, which means it's therefore better for space in the van. And once you've used it, you can empty it, or you can put the bag in with the rubbish. Disadvantages, I suppose, is that it's a single-use option, isn't it? As opposed to the kind of porta potty thing, which is probably a trademark. But you probably know the kind of portable chemical toilet. In other words, it looks a lot like a toilet. It's about this high, so forth. It's got various chemicals in it. There's a kind of upper part, which is like the upper receptacle, and then there's a lower part, which is the lower receptacle, which is where the waste goes. And you put various chemicals in there. You do your stuff in that porta potty. The chemicals kind of do whatever it is that they do to it, turn it into, I don't know, Ribena or some kind of vegan lasagna or whatever it is. And then you empty the resulting disgusting gunky mess into a waste disposal unit, which really is in a campsite. Now, I've read various things that saying you can empty a porta potty in a normal toilet, but you're not really supposed to. So the thing there is that if you've used it and you're not near a campsite, you're not using campsites, you're into kind of wild camping. Not that I am into wild camping, but you never know, I might be. Then you're kind of driving around with a toilet full of shit and piss in your van. I mean, that's not very nice, is it? And even though you can say, well, yeah, but it's all dealt with by the chemicals. Well, yeah, okay, I suppose it is, but then there's probably a chemical smell. And I've seen various hashtag van life video channels where they talk about the smell. So the reason why I didn't kind of buy anything was I just couldn't decide. I thought, do I get the porta potty? Do I get the Bivvy Loo? Do I get the porta potty? Do I get the Bivvy Loo? The only way to resolve it is fight! Yes, let's get them together and let's thrash it out and see who ends up in the shit first, as it were. Anyway, here it is, and you can see it's quite heavy. I have gone for, let me turn around, the Bivvy Loo. Okay, can you see that? So let's just get rid of this packaging there, and carp life. I think this is designed for fishermen, fisher women, fisher people. Anyway, so just reading what it says on the back. It says Bivvy Loo features comfortable oval seat, useful, folds down flat, useful, strong steel axis frame, useful, supports over 150 kilograms. What's that? There's 2.2 pounds in a kilogram, isn't there? So that's 300 pounds plus a bit. 300 pounds, what's that? Well, I weigh about 160 pounds, I suppose. So twice of me. Can you imagine that? That would be quite a heavy person, wouldn't it?
I'm not allowed to say fat or obese or enormous or something like that, because I got in trouble with a friend of mine who said I was fat shaming. He said I shouldn't do that, so I'm not doing it. Anyway, it says pops up, folds down in seconds. We'll see about that. Hygienic and clean, useful. Zipped weatherproof case, always useful. Packaging includes 40 biodegradable wipes, 12 biodegradable liner bags, 12 liquid waste managing powder sachets. So that's a bit ominous, doesn't it? Well, let's quickly see if we can open it. And heavy, actually. Well, I suppose, I mean, if it's going to support somebody of 20 stone, it needs to be quite heavy, doesn't it? It's quite a nice bag, isn't it? It's a nice bag. I didn't buy it for the bag, but even so, nice bag, isn't it? Nice colour. It's a kind of British racing green Barber colour, and I expect Barber make their own kind of version of a Bivvy Loo, perhaps with the Barber check on it, you know, the Barber check on it, and it costs, I don't know, 299 quid or something. So anyway, this is like a sort of British, or would you call this olive? Would you call it olive? Would you call it olive? I call it green myself, but you know. And let's just, so I'm taking this out, and this is, let's put the cover away. Bivvy Loo bags, absorbent powder and wipes. Powder treats up to 2 litres of waste, controlling odours. That's interesting. Have you ever measured your waste? I mean, 2 litres. I don't know how much I produce. I suppose sometimes I produce 2 litres. Sometimes I produce 3 litres. Well, what if you produce 3 litres of waste? What do you do then? Oh, it's overflowing. It's going to end up in the sea like I'm one of these water treatment companies. I'm going to be like, who is it? Thames Water, Southern Water. These are purely allegations, by the way. Actually, no, I think they're probably true, because they're pumping sewage into the sea, aren't they? So maybe what you do is you do your business, like your number 1 or your number 2 or your number 3, your number 4, into one of these bags, and then you tie up the bag, then you run down to the sea, you run down the beach. And, I don't know, you're on Brighton Beach or something, it's a lovely sunny day, there's thousands of people, all these naked people sunning themselves and taking ecstasy. And they say, where are you going, Julian? I'm wasting the sea. I don't know, if Southern Water can do it, why can't I? Anyway, so that's Bivvy Loo waste. And here is the offending item. Let's see if we can get into it. I'm quite impressed with this. I'm thinking, do I need to go? Do I need to do the full thing that this is all about? Actually, one thing that I'm a feeling, I've seen mentioned in a couple of videos, and perhaps I haven't really quite thought about, and that is, I don't think there's a lid. Now you could say, well, it doesn't need a lid because you kind of fold up and tie up the bag like it's dog shit is what I mean. I suppose what you do, maybe I ought to read the instructions, but I meant, it can't be rocket science, can it? Can it? That doesn't seem quite big enough, does it? Perhaps I should read the instructions. I'm just going to stand up now. It feels like there should be some kind of spring inside, doesn't it? And this bit is, what am I doing here? It's going to end up my hat this way. No, that's not quite right, is it? So I just, well, I can see what it ought to happen, but I wonder if I'm supposed to put that down. Hang on a minute, I'm just going to turn you off for a moment, have a look at the instructions. Right, well, believe it or not, there aren't any instructions. So I just had to kind of work it out for myself. Anyway, what we have here is a kind of cylindrical object. Perhaps if I put it on my head, that will give you a rough idea of the size of it. That's it. You see, I wouldn't put this on my head after having used it, obviously. I'm just trying it now. It's quite nice in here. Actually, it's quite warm, quite sort of cosy. I feel a bit like a hobbit or a standard lamp. Anyway, does that give you kind of rough idea of how big it is? I mean, you could get quite a lot in there, couldn't you? I mean, if you were going to go, a massive curry or something. Why do people always talk about curry as making you go a lot? I mean, it doesn't always make me go a lot. Anyway, let's say you had baked beans, right? Or you had you had a vegan lasagna. That's it. Okay, so you had a vegan lasagna. You go for a dump and you produce a massive, amount that's going to fill this. Now, I think what you do, and I don't really want to start taking this all apart because the fact is, hang on, let me just, right. So here's like the black bag, right? It says open, useful advice there. So you put the black bag, and I imagine you put that all over there because you don't want to get kind of mess on the seat, you see. So you put all that, you put the bag in there, right? You sit on it, obviously. You do your business, then you tie up the bag, and then your toilet, you see, is unmarked. That would be the plan, I assume. And that would kind of work, wouldn't it? Now, somewhere, you see, there are two spring-loaded bits, which now I can't find. Now, there is a zip around the top here. It doesn't, it's sort of open. So if I just open that zip a bit, oh, I see. So I've done that. I've done oh, I see. I've done the second side. And then if I do up the zip there, I can sort of push this down, can't I? Can I? I think I can. So pushing. Oh, I see. Yeah, no, there are more than paper. So perhaps the Carp Life Bivvy Loo people, a set of instructions would not go amiss. I appreciate it's not necessarily that complicated for a normal person, but I'm not really a normal person, am I? I'm somebody who struggles with not having sufficient instructions. Anyway, and then that would go back in here like that. Okay, it's this nice olive green, well, I call olive green, you might call it something else. And will that fit? Okay, it does fit. Just right. Now, I mean, you're going to want to know. Okay, Julian, we get the theory. What we want to know is the practice. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to demonstrate the thing in action. Partly because, I don't actually need to go at the moment, so I certainly couldn't produce 2 litres. I don't know if I could produce, a couple of millilitres, frankly, at the moment. But also, I mean, you don't want that level of detail, do you? Somebody actually shitting in a toilet, tying up the bag. I mean, you get the theory, right? The theory is, I'll run through that quickly again. You put the bag over the toilet, you do the business in the toilet, you put the chemicals in, you tie up the bag, you put it in the bin. Okay, I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? People always say that, don't they? It's not rocket science. I mean, I don't know. If you're a rocket scientist, leave a comment down below. Is using the Bivvy Loo really rocket science, or is it not? Anyway, the price you want to know from Amazon was, I think, 59 quid or thereabouts. And you might say, well, that's a lot of money for a bucket, Julian. And yeah, I think it is quite a lot of money for a bucket, especially as, let me see, flushable and biodegradable wipes. I mean, they always say, the water companies say about these wipes, don't use those wipes and don't flush them down the toilet because they don't flush. They don't actually biodegrade. What they say is, leave them on your front doorstep, we'll pick them up and we'll chuck them straight in the sea. You see, instead of trying to force them down the old sewage pipes, which is where they all get blocked and they block up your toilet and so forth, they say, leave them on your front doorstep. We'll send somebody round, you know, email this number, go to the website. We'll send somebody round who'll pick up these kind of little wipes and just take them down the sea and chuck them in the sea. You see, so I mean, save everybody loads of time and money. So, Bivvy Loo, we've done talking shit. No more shit talking for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.